Love and Light Part 2. The second aspect of love and light is that of light. Most people don't truly understand what light actually is, so I am here to explain exactly what it means when used in the phrase, love and light. I discovered this information when writing my first book, Step to the Six Senses. Light is a bit of a phenomenon, and you have to see it from both a physics point of view as well as a spiritual point of view. From a spiritual point of view, the light comes out of what the Vedic system calls the Akasha. The Akasha is, in simplest terms, a piece of the divine. This piece of the divine is used to help the divine understand itself. Next, I'm going to explain the breakdown of this process. First thing to understand is that divine is the purest form. The natural emanation to come from that pure form is what we call the Akashic light. The Akashic light has all the necessary building blocks to create other forms of light. From there, again using the Vedic system, the first emanation to come out of the Akashic light directly is the element of fire. To further your understanding of this concept, when you actually observe fire, it brings light. Look at our sun. It is literally a ball of light. From a physics point of view, if you take a classic flashlight and shone the light through an equilateral prism, the first thing you'll see is that the prism separates the one thing we see as light into what we understand as the colors of the rainbow, each one having its own wavelength. Each wavelength has a very specific action and effect, or cause and effect. There are many systems around the world that talk about chakras. These chakras are wavelengths of light emanating from our bodies, that match those that are in the colors of the rainbow. So, all those various systems, in terms of using mantras or meditations or physical exercises, they're all meant to help us increase their, I'm using the term loosely here, amplitude, not the volume, but the amplitude, of the light. In other words, for you sound biters out there, it is how loud the light is. And that, again, is just a loose expression to help you understand what the amplitude does. To clarify, brightness is not quite the right term, because anything can be bright, but not intense. For something, for light, to have the best possible effect, it must be bright as well as amplified, in the intensity. You must be able to feel that light in a distinct way, and that is exactly how light, on the whole, works. Let's take that and add it to what we talked about previously, about love. Not only are you supposed to be factual about being true to what love does and what it is, you are also to, by extension, increase the amplitude of the natural light that is within you, that is being produced by you. So, in the example of the classic flashlight with the prism, love is that prism. And by love being the prism, it shows the light within us. When you greet someone by saying, love and light to you, it's just like the Buddhist saying, or me, too, for the Buddha in me sees the Buddha in you. By recognizing how beautiful another person is, in depth, you are truly saying, by extension, all of the light in me is because of the love that has been developed. And as a result of being fully aware of this light, I can now see the light in you. I'd like to give one more reference now. There are many various optical technologies out there that allow you to see very clearly with sunglasses. Even though the sunglasses are very dark when you put them on, they actually highlight the various hues around you. Green looks greener, red looks more red, blues are accentuated. That is what love does when you allow it to be the prism to expand and amplify the various aspects of light that are naturally within your body. When you recognize those things, It automatically increases your vocabulary for seeing better. You don't just see red. You see the various hues of red. You don't see just blue. You see the various hues of blue. You see the intensity of the hues of blue. You can recognize the shading. You can recognize when something actually has a shade and a hue. You can recognize when a shade, a hue, and intensity give you a very distinct feeling combined. What if a certain color were to inspire you to feel emotionally connected to a particular thing? This actually exists. It has been researched for many years. The emotional connection based on color is one of the big things that is done in post-production of movies after the scenes are recorded and it goes into the editing room. One of the things that is done is that emotion is added to the scene through color and hue and amplitude, intensity of light. For scenes that require a darker emotion, the entire scene is shaded in a darker blue hue, to elicit that something negative is going to happen. When there is a happy moment, there are yellows. When there are financially strong moments, there are greens. When there are aggravating, assaulting moments of intense, violent action, the entire palette of reds and oranges is used over the entire scene. You still see other colors, yes, but it's like a mask that is put on over the entire scene. So even though the storyline says XYZ, now you've got the addition of color, light, adding to that emotion. This is the reason why I say love is factual, because without light, love is factual. When you add light, you have emotion behind every single action. So when you greet someone with the phrase love and light to you, you are recognizing that someone understands.